They bathed in the river. He helped them dress in silk, which they produced out of nowhere. Now, Yakshas, when they bathed in the river, Shubhadatta helped them dress in silk, which they produced out of nowhere means magically. They produced all the things magically. Then he laid out the gold plates, which too they produced magically. Shubhadatta placed the gold plates in front of Yakshas, which these plates also they produced magically. But there was no food. Now Shubhadatta asked that there is no food. So how to serve food? There is no food, my master, he said to the Yakshas. One of them smiled and said, we know that. Take this pot, and he gave Shubhadatta a beautiful pot. Put your hand inside and make a wish. Whatever you want will come out of it. So they gave this magic pot to Shubhadatta and asked him to put his hand in that, and whatever come in his mind, that automatically it will produced out of the pot. Shubhadatta thought of delicious pulao and put his hand in the pot. Lo and behold, he had rice in his hand. So now, when he put the hand in the pot thinking about pulao, he had the rice in his hand, means pulao in his hand. Lo and behold means he was very surprised. What is this? How it can happen? Then he thought of meat and other tasty food. The dishes appeared before him. He put the food on the gold plates and set them before the yakshas. So he started serving food to the yakshas. What a wonderful pot, he said after the meal. He was very surprised to see this pot, magical pot. Shubhadatta worked with the yakshas for a month. Now 1 month was completed working for the yakshas. Then one day they said to him, you have served us well. We will give you anything you ask for. Yakshas asked him to that you tell what you want. Now 1 month is over, and what gift, what reward you want. I will take the magic pot, my master, said Shubhadatta. Now Shubhadatta asked about magic pot. So now what happened? If you break the pot, it will return to us. Ask for something else, said the Yakshas. Yaksha said that if the pot will break, then automatically it will return back to us. So you ask something, you take something else. Don't take this pot. But I want the pot and nothing else, said Shubhadatta. But Shubhadatta want this pot only. Then take it, said the Yakshas, and gave him the pot. So they gave him the pot. Shubhadatta took the pot and went home. His wife and children were very happy to see him back. He showed them the magic pot. He drew out beautiful clothes and shining jewelry from it. They were wonderstruck. Now, when he returned back home, his family was happy to see him back, and he showed them the magic pot. When he drew out, take, took out beautiful clothes and jewelry out of it, they were surprised to see this. Wonderstruck means surprising. Let us have a feast for all the neighbor, but don't tell them where the food comes from, said Shubhadatta to his wife. So he told his wife that we will do a feast, but you don't tell the neighbors that from where we get the food. So they invited 100 guests and served them the most delicious food they had ever eaten. So, because of this magic pot, they drew out the delicious food. You are just a poor woodcutter. Where did you get the money to buy such a good food? One of the guests asked. Now, everybody knows that he is a woodcutter. So, how can he can give such a big feast, such delicious food to everyone? Shubhadatta grinned to himself but kept quiet. He was quiet. He was afraid that someone would steal his pot. He was afraid that someone would steal his pot. So he thought not to tell this about magic pot to anyone. But the neighbors were curious. They kept asking him. At last, Shubhadatta could not stop himself from boasting. So when the neighbors continuously asked him same question about the pot, what happened? He could not stop himself to tell the truth. He could not stop himself from boasting. Boasting is showing off, show karna. He brought the pot out and said, "See, the Yakshas gave me this magic pot. Because I worked so hard, it gave me anything I want." So he told the truth to the neighbors. Shubhadatta started dancing with the pot in his hand. And then, horror of horrors, the pot slipped. So he started dancing with the pot in his hand. And what happened? जो नहीं होना था. Horrors of horrors, the pot slipped from his hand and broke. टूट गया वो. He quickly started picking up the pieces to put them together again. For a moment, everyone saw the whole pot and then it vanished. So, as the Yakshas told him that if the pot break, it automatically will return back to Yakshas. Same thing happened as he started picking the pieces of the pot, it vanished. Vanished means gayab ho jana. Shubhadatta cried, "If only I had not been foolish enough to boast about the pot, it would still be here. What a fool I am." Now he started cursing himself. That why I did all this show off. It's all my mistake, he thought in his mind. But nothing could bring the pot back now. Now nothing could happen. The pot can't come again back. Shubhadatta went looking for the Yakshas many times, but he never saw them again. So every time when he go to forest to cut wood, he was thinking that may this Yakshas would come back, but it never happened again. And he lost the magic pot. So I hope students you like this story. Thank you.